Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Ty with another video, and this is a continuation of my 1976 MR 250 restoration videos. And yeah, so I have the piston out of the cylinder, and it looks pretty disgusting right now, and I'll get to that. Okay, so when I first started to work on this, I mean, I've had this motorcycle since the 80s, but I had put it in the barn for one winter, and then it wouldn't kick over after. When spring came around, and I thought that it was because some mice built a nest in the air cleaner, and that their urine had gone in through the intake here and froze the piston in place. But now I see it was much worse than that, what they did, because they actually went up the exhaust, and then they went through the ports in the side of the cylinder, which feed down into the crankcase, and they went down, and they built a nest down inside the crankcase. You can even see there's some bedding in the actual piston pin right there. And I don't know if they actually put that in there, if it went through as they were carrying it through. But yeah, it looks really bad, but I think once I clean this up, it won't be so bad. I mean, the cylinder's going to need to be honed. It has a steel sleeve in it, so I think it should be okay. We'll see. But I'm going to pull this whole thing apart. I can always buy another cylinder. These are actually on eBay pretty cheap. We'll just see. I'm going to get started on that. I'm going to pull this piston off, pull the pin out, clean it up, just see if it's damaged or if it's just, I mean, it really doesn't look all that, I mean, it's disgustingly dirty. This whole engine's going to have to come apart and be completely cleaned. And what I did to get it apart, because I had actually tried this about 13 years ago to get this out, and I really just couldn't do it. I used some wood, and I put it in the cylinder, and I put some PB Blaster in there in the past, and it just wasn't getting out. But what I did this time is I bought a new dead blow hammer. And I really should have done this like years ago, because these transfer energy much better than a rubber mallet ever will. But I was afraid, because I didn't want to use a metal hammer, because one, I'm going to just split the wood as I'm doing it, and you can't use a metal hammer on the piston anyway. So get yourself a dead blow hammer. So that worked out pretty well. I also used, ATF in the cylinder and let that kind of soak in, but it was really just pouring right through because of the ports. It's a two-stroke engine. It was really not a good way to stop it from going through. I tried, I was just going down to the crankcase, because I tried blocking off the exhaust manifold with some duct seal, just temporarily, and yeah, that didn't, because it went out the side ports there. So yeah, because what happens, two-stroke engines, you actually want the fuel to go down to the crankcase, because it actually lubricates, because there's two-stroke oil in there. So all this is going to need to be cleaned up better, and we'll see how that goes. But I just want to do a very quick video, nothing with editing. We're at 3 minutes right now. Just want to let you know that I was able to get that piston out, which is the biggest thing.